Hey guys, welcome to Yeasel Does It Studios. My name is Michelle, for those of you that are new. We're going to do one really quick project and then another one. It's going to take a few steps, but it's not going to be that long. I am, if I can pick it up, I am mixing my resin, and this is the Estoyo electric mixer. It is rechargeable. I got that on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. And it has an AI button, so when you push the AI, it will run for 4 minutes. It mixes it perfect. So you don't have to worry about timing it and all that. So I know which molds I'm doing tonight. I know you guys have probably laughed your foolish head off at the last one. So I'm doing this little dinosaur, or dragon. I think it's a dragon. And then we're going to do this little trinket jar. So for the jar, I am just going to do it one color. And I am using the Let's Resin mica powder in wine. I just got new mica powders in. I got a set of 36 mica powders, and that little one comes from this box. And then I also got a box of the bigger ones, but it's going to give me a lot of colors that I did not have. Sorry, I got one arm. I figured I would try to do two things at once so that you guys could at least, see me mixing some of the powder. So what I'm going to do on the little dragon is we're going to put his horns and his spines in the olive chameleon mica powder. And then we're going to do the most of the body with the plum, which is the red chameleon powder. And then to highlight like his chest and his backside, we're going to do the grape. Yep, grape. And I do have some little eyes that we're going to be putting in and UVing them in. So I did make him once before, and that's when I realized that when you're doing the eyes, you have got to make sure you put enough UV resin around the eye so that your other colors don't blend in. See how like that one is just like a little peak? You can still see it, but not very good. So I'm going to make another one. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So this is close to being done. So they each take 6 ounces. So I mixed up 12. I'm going to pour 6 into a cup. Oh, now see, it stopped automatically at the 12 minutes. All right, I'm going to try to move my camera so that you can see how I clean it. So I basically just take a stick, and this is a thin resin. This is the 24-hour cure. So a lot of it just comes right off. But I kind of scrape it a little bit just to get the rest of it. And then I take a paper towel. I just wipe the bulk of it off, and then I just spray it with alcohol and rewipe it. So now that I got most of it off, let me just move my bucket here. I just spray it with some alcohol, and then I just take a paper towel and I just wipe each of those little paddles out, and I am good to go. That's how easy that is to clean up. So, and it comes with a nice little stand, which I can barely reach. All right, so let me flip you guys down. I'm going to move these mica powders. Put those there for now, just so I can have a little bit of room to work. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to UV his eyes in. I'll put them in, I'll let them cure, and then we're going to mix up our resin for, I just want to make sure that you guys are able to see what I'm doing. All right. I think that's good. All right. I'm going to take off my gloves for this step because I need better grip. If you know what I mean. I don't know. Oh, well, that glove is junk. I just ripped it. All right. So let me grab my UV resin. And I'm just using the Let's Resin UV clear hard type. And I want to make sure that the little line is going straight up and down when I put it on. So normally I would mark it, but with this mold, I can actually see it really good. So I'm just going to make sure that that is full. And I'm going to put that in. Like that. And all right, I'm going to hold it. I'm just going to take, whoa, crap. Take the top part of my UV light. To start getting that cured. These eyes have like a little bump in them, so it's a little bit trickier than something that just has an empty cavity. But I like the looks of these eyes in the little creatures, so I'm like, we're gonna make it work. All right, let me just set this here. And I think I got it the right way. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's like, I don't know what it is. Every time I go to make a video, I screw something up. I can sit here and craft all day long and nothing goes afoul. But the minute I start a video, everything just kind of goes AWOL. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not cut out for videos. And then what I'm going to do is pick up the piece I dropped. So that way I can put more resin around the eyes and put it, because I have a double light, so it'll cure from the top and the bottom. And while that's curing, we'll move on to the little jar thing. All right. So I am just going to put a little bit more resin around the eye. Because I don't want it to fill in with the mica powders once I put that on. All right. So I've got that over there on 5 minutes. Let me put my gloves on. Get a new set because those are all wet. I'll put my gloves on And we're going to start with this jar first. So depending on how long this video takes, I have some stuff that are cured over on my curing counter. So this mold here comes with these little crystals. I'm sure you guys have seen it. And you can just glue them in here. So we'll do that tomorrow once everything's cured. All right, so I'm just going to wipe out any dust. Yeah, so my whole family was, you know, giving me crap about my fish. I'm like, really? I couldn't even believe I did that. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour 6 ounces in this cup. I did not run this through the debubbler. I just now am thinking of it, so I'm like, this stuff degasses really good, so. And I'm going to spray it with some alcohol, so yeah. All right, so I have no clue what this color is. I just thought it looked really, really pretty, and everything I've been doing has been like the same colors, so I'm like, I need to change things up. I need some spice in my life here. Oh, now this has a, well, what the heck? I guess they make sure this stuff doesn't leak out. All right, so we're going to start with this. We're just going to make sure we get it nice and mixed. And I want this to be very opaque. I don't want to be able to see through this one. Oh, that's really pretty, guys. So I'm definitely going to have to add more. But I want to get, don't want no dry mica powder. So we are in the midst, just the start of a 3-day snowstorm. We are expecting 16 to 22 inches of snow. We barely had anything on the ground because we barely had any snow all year. But, you know, Mother Nature decided that she would just throw a curveball in there, and yeah. Like, really? So we're supposed to have high winds. I'm hoping that we don't lose power. They're saying power outages are very possible, so we'll see. Only time will tell. All right, I think that's a really good color. All right, so I'm going to pour the cover first, and I'm hoping you guys can see, because I'm on my tablet tonight for some reason. Everything that I have posted from my phone, I've not got any views on. So I'm trying this one on my tablet again. So I don't know if it's my settings or what, but we're going to find out. All right, so I'm just going to get, I just want to make sure that there's no bubbles around the edges. And I'm going to take a little silicone tool, if I can grab it here. Just a little silicone one. And there are like some little stones up at the top. Well, they look like stones, little bumps. And I really don't want any bubbles in there. All right. There's a bubble there. There's a big one here. Oh, it looks like a bubble, but it's not moving. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for a little bit before I move it over to my curing station. I know that, oh, well, I got it out. I made a mess, but I got that bubble out. That pesky bubble. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. And I'm just gonna move this over here. And I'm gonna spray this one really good. This is just 91% isopropyl alcohol. And I've seen a lot of people do similar ones to this. And there's like certain areas that the bubbles just like to cling to. So I'm just going to try to give a little extra care and see if we can prevent that. Like the little circle things. So I'm like just going to make sure I press on like every one of them. And then we'll do the next row. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to do it without getting major nasty bumps and bubbles. And so if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, if you could, that would be awesome. And I will, if I can figure it out, I will post a link to my Facebook page as well. I usually do lives on that one, which I haven't in a little bit because I've been really working on resin projects because I have a craft show coming up at the end of this month. So I've just been trying to build up a little bit of inventory. All right, so I need this one to come out good because it's my self-esteem here is starting to tank on these videos. All right, so the bottom took 5 ounces. I made 6 just because I didn't know what the little cover was going to take. And that can still be topped off. So let me just move my cured projects out of the way so that I can just move this over without making a mess, hopefully. And I am going to turn my curing mat on just in case we lose power. All right, now I can see a few little bubbles. Actually, let me get a longer stick. So I can reach in there a little bit better. This is just a little kebab skewer. So I'm just going easy because I don't want to scratch my mold, but I don't want bubbles either. Come on, bubble. Get out of there. Thank you. Oh, there's a clinging right there. It's those little fine, intricate details is where they like to cling. There's one there. I mean, I'll probably still have some. I don't think I can help it, but, you know, I'm trying. So I will be starting to put my website down in the description. I have not listed any of my resin products on there yet, but I will start putting them on hopefully this weekend. All right, I think we've getting all of them bubbles out. All right, it looks like there's no more bubbles, so I'm going to move this over and I'm just going to top it just a little bit more. I don't want to dome anything until I get it on my my table over here, because I know that table is level. All right, I'm going to spray it with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to turn the mat on. Just going to move all my pieces off because they are cured. All right. And then I will make an extra with what I have left in there. All right. So we are now going to do the dragon as soon as, oh, he's in the curing machine. Okay. So I am going to take my gloves off for this part because I'm just going to be doing the mica powders. And I can't, the gloves make my hands break out. So I am not dealing with that. So I'm going to start with the olive, which it looks white here, but it says it's olive, so we're just going to trust that, you know, it's olive. All right, so I just got to make sure I'm under frame. The only thing with doing it on my tablet is I can't see what you guys see. When I use my phone, I can cast it to my TV. So if anybody out there knows how to cast an Android to a TV, please put it in the comments and let me know, because I would like to be able to do that. All right, so, and I'm keeping him out as my little reference buddy here. So I'm going to do his two, like, winged horns in this green. I don't know what I'm going to do the actual horns, but so I just figured I'd make this one a little bit more feminine, more girly. And then I will coat it with black once I get it all done. I'm just making sure that I have the edges. So I figure if I start with the lighter color, that's a little bit easier to clean off the brush before I go in with the darker ones. And this is so light that you have to like put it at an angle to really know if you've got your sides. All right, let me just get all the sides and then I can do the rest laying flat. There we go. That is really, really a pretty iridescent color. I think I'm going to do the little spines that color as well. I wish my micro brushes would be here already. I'm going to try using a Q-tip to see if I can get that color in there. And I don't care if a little bit of it goes in here. I will clean it up. But I'm just trying to prevent a whole bunch of cleanup, if possible. I'm like, all right, I gotta, do something that comes out halfway decent before everybody thinks I'm a total tart. All right, so that's it for that color. I'm gonna grab a baby wipe and we're gonna wipe some of that out. Because whatever color mica powder color touches your mold first will be the color that shows up. So you want to try to clean off as much as you possibly can. And that color is so light that it's hard to really see. And I'm just trying to get as much out of his scales over here as I can. All right, I think that is pretty good. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do this blue and his horns in the blue, and then the rest I'm going to do in the plum. And I'm going to use this little eyeliner brush that I got to see if that'll help me get in the corners a little bit better with this. So I did get a set of 4 molds from Resin Rockers. They are the anchors. I already have 2 of the 4, but the other 2, I'm going to do a video on those coming up soon, so you can stay tuned for that. I'm just trying to figure out what color I want to do them in. Because I did one in a bronze that came out really nice. And then I did one, I used UV resin to do some of it so that I could cure it. But I should have gone a little bit thicker with it. So, I don't know. I'm still contemplating how I want to do it. So, and I'm just bringing that across as like where these little things connect. All right. And we're going to do this. And this mold, when I got it, it has a bump in it. So I didn't do anything to the mold. That's just the way it came in. And I didn't notice it until I poured my first one. But it's okay. We can live with it. So I'm hoping by keeping it up at an angle, I can just get this edge without making a complete mess. Except for I just made a spot there. But, you know, this stuff, it is messy. So you can only do so much. And then you got cleanup. And I have tried the alcohol method. I don't know. It just seems to me that once the resin kind of hits it, it starts like flowing. I haven't had good luck with it staying like where I put it. Maybe I need to wait for it to dry more. I don't know. And I think that's going to be good. Now, I'm not going to bang him out. I did that on one of my other things, and I loosened up the UV resin. It worked, but I was nervous. I was like, oh, no. All right, so let me just clean a little bit more. And I'm going to take a Q-tip with some alcohol and just try to get that bulk of that real heavy. I don't mind if there's like a little bit of a variation, but I don't want it to be a massive amount. So if I get the bulk of it with the Q-tip, Then I can go in with the baby wipe and get the rest. All right. Hey, that cleanup wasn't bad at all, guys. All right. Now we're going to move on to the plum color. So with this one, I don't have to be as careful because the rest of this is going to be that color. And I'm trying to make sure I keep it in frame, guys. I'm sorry. So we're going to see if that olive, if it stays true, that even though that's a light color, if you dust over it. So the reason I ended up mixing my resin up first is so it would have time to sit and get some of those bubbles out. Oop. All right. She's looking cute already. So I do have some lights coming, so we're going to be doing a couple videos with some lights in some products. I've got a really cute idea for another skull. So I'm going to be working on something for that. So I've got a bunch of ideas. Now I just got to get them executed. So if there's any particular thing you'd like to see, even if I haven't tried it, if I have the stuff to do it, I will do it. I'm also going to be doing some tack it tumblers. All right. So I'm just blowing on that to get the excess resin, the excess mica powder out. Now I'm just making sure that I've got all the areas covered. Because if I don't, then we're going to have a black spot, and I don't want that. That should be green. That should be green. I think we're good. All right. We are good. All right. So I'm going to pop some gloves on, and we're going to mix the black. Let me grab my black pigment. Him back over here. got some little dust floaties in here. I'll be glad when we don't have to run our heat anymore. Well, we're getting all that snow, but then next week it's supposed to go into the 60s and 70s, so we should be able to be done with the wood stove and the heating and all that crap. So let me know what the weather is where you guys live. I'd like to see where everybody is from. All right. Now I'm hoping I got his eyes secured enough with clear resin around it. I mean, I don't mind if it has like an outline of black. I think that would look cool, but I don't want it to fill the eyes in. All right, so because I don't have many bubbles, I am going to try and pour this ever so slowly without making a mess. I don't usually use a big jug, but all right, now I have to be careful because I've got to be able to move this little guy over to my curing table. So I'm going to get him mostly filled. And then I will top him off over there. All right. So let me just move him over here, and I'm going to put you on pause for a second, and I will be back, and I will show you some of my other pieces that I've got to demold. Alrighty, guys, I am back. I cleaned up a little bit. So I got everything over there curing. I poured a few extras. I did a skull, a turtle, and some flowers. So we'll do mold those tomorrow. But I got these really neat arrowhead. My husband wanted me to make him something. So I was like, what do they have for men for jewelry? So I had made a few with the UV resin, but I couldn't get them like dark enough. So that's the back. I will just sand that down a little bit. And this is a dull mold, so, and there's two sizes. These are the smaller ones. And I'll show you these came out way better doing the regular epoxy. Because I even tried doing one with Tiger's Eye crystals, and with the UV resin, it wasn't drying right. So I was like, all right, we're gonna try them with the regular epoxy. So what I did is I did these today at noontime, and I put them on my heat mat, and they were cured by the time it was supper time. So I took them off, I let them cool. So I'm really liking my heat mat. But I mean, look at those look pretty cool. My grandson wants one of these on a necklace as well. Oh, well, that one's kind of like cool. It's a bubble, but it's like a perfect circle in it. I'll have to figure out what I can do with that. So those are those. These were just some little, they're glow-in-the-dark turtles. Look at how cute those are. I love these turtle molds. I have 6 of them. It came in a set. It was either Temu or Amazon where I got them, but no, look at how stinking cute those are. And that's the other one. That one has a little bubble right on the edge, but other than that, these came out perfect. So I just sprayed the mold before I put them in. And then this is a coaster. It's not done yet. And there's like a piece of hair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another layer. I'm going to paint some trees on the bottom. And then I will let that dry. And I will put some more Northern Lights through it. And then I'll clear coat it. So I just figured I would show you, this is what I was working on today. Same thing, this is going to be a pair of earrings and a pendant, and then an extra pendant. I'm going to paint the trees in, and I haven't taken them out because I don't know if I'm going to do the regular epoxy or if I'm going to do the UV resin. I'm thinking I'm going to do the UV resin, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's why I haven't demolded these yet. These are some diamond-shaped ones. So again, there'll be a pair of earrings and a pendant with an extra pendant. And this will be the same thing, just in a different shape. But that's going to be the front. Well, that looks actually really cool to be the front side, but this is going to be the front side, I think. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with those yet, but I will post some pictures as soon as I figure out what I'm going to do. So what I could do is, let me see. I don't even know how long this video has lasted. So, all right. I might save one to do when we do the unmolding. Once I figure out which way I'm going to do it, and I will save some to do on the demolding video. So, thanks for hanging with me, guys. Have a great rest of your night, and I will be back to demold. Bye, guys. Alrighty, guys. I am back. We are going to demold these. We are without power right now. We are just on generator, so I might not be able to get this uploaded because my phone, things are so bad here that nothing is even working on my phone. I can't get on Facebook. I can't kind of do anything like that. So as soon as I am able, I will get this uploaded onto my YouTube channel. But in the meantime, I figured we would finish this up, and I will get the stones on this. So this is one of my extras. I made a little skull. Oh my gosh, look how cute he is. He is adorable. So I got a little trimming on the bottom, but nothing major. There's no visible bubbles, so that's good. And I am so glad that I put these on the heat mat, guys. Look at how cute he is. Because we ended up losing power about 3:30 this morning. So these would not have even been close to being dry. So this came out really good. There is one bubble there and there. A few little micro bubbles, but all in all, they look pretty good. So I just made these with whatever little bit of resin I had left. So this is a flower with a little butterfly right there. It is really cute. I think the next time I try this one, I'm going to try UVing just the butterfly and then pour it. So that way I can get that butterfly to stand out. All right, let me just get these two out. Oh, these ones came out really, really good. So I will use them in something. And then we have these little flowers here. All right, let me put my ring light on because I have one half of this desk that's a little bit on the dark side. So, oh, crap. There we go. I think that will be better. All right. And some more roses. Those ones came out really good too. There's no bubbles. All right, so let's go ahead and get this unmolded. So I don't know, I've never used this particular mold. This is the first time. And I was going to try and just get some videos done, but I don't know. I would have to use my heat mat because there's no heat down here because the heat does not work without on the generator. So if it doesn't pull too many wattage, I will try and get some other videos done because, I mean, what else am I going to do with no power, right? I really like this color. Oh, that's really, really pretty. Oh, look at that. No bubbles on the inside. There are a few little bubbles on these, but, you know, they're not as bad as I thought they would be, but there's no visible bubbles around where the stones are going to go. So, and then that's the cover. Look how cool that came out. And that's the little jar all done. All right, so let me flip this back the other way. And then I've just got to get my glue out, and then we can got a little bit of trimming to do on this little guy, but not too bad. Yeah, so we've got over a foot of snow out there. It's brutal. We had a tree come down on our garage. Actually, 2 trees. So we don't know if it made any damage because we really can't get out there yet. And my weeping cherry tree is destroyed. It's cut right in half. So, oh my gosh, he is so cute. He came out awesome, and you can see his eyes. And I did get the angles to match, so that's good. There's no bubbles. Oh, he came out so cute. So finally, we've had a success. All right, so I'm going to put you on a pause for a minute. I'm going to get my glue, and we will get these put on. All right, I'm just going to... All right, well, I guess I can't pause because I can't see it because I finally figured out how to cast to my TV so I can see what I'm doing. And I had bought a glue specifically for this, and for the life of me, I cannot remember where I put it. So, worst case scenario, we will use my E6000. Alright, I guess we're going to use the E6000. The other day when I was looking for something, it was right in front of my face, so I'm just kind of... Alright, we're going to use some E6000, and I'm just going to use a little stick. So I'm just going to put some in one of these cups. I'll get my tweezers out. So luckily this dries clear. And then I'll just clean up some of the, once it dries, I'll clean up some of the little stringy things. Ah! It is going to be such a long few days because we will not get power for days. I'm pretty sure of that. So I'm just going to go around the top row first. I also have the big Fabergé egg mold with the stones. So at some point we'll be doing a video on that. All right, almost got that top row done. Ah, come on. Come on, just cooperate with me. Oh, sorry, I'm off. All right, I gotta pull my tray closer to myself because I have to work close to myself. Yeah, so it's pretty cool down here in my room. So what I'll probably do is I've got a few orders that came in, so I need to get everything back organized and in place so I can know where everything is. I am so glad that I went with this color because it is gorgeous. And I apologize for the creaking. The guys are getting ready to go out and snow blow the driveway again. I was going to try to do silver on all this, the beading, and I'm not going to because I think it's just going to take away from this pretty jar. Look at how pretty that's looking. All right. Ah. The one good thing with the E6000 is it does take a little bit longer to to set up. So, and I don't know if temperature plays a role. I'm sure it does. I just don't know if you have more working time if it's cold versus if it's warm. Don't know. So overall, I am impressed with this jar. All right, and that didn't even really take long. Got 2 more and we are done. So I guess they give you enough of these rhinestones to do quite a few of these little jars. Yeah, if you can hang on to them. Are you kidding me? And there we have it. Look how cute. Oh, I forgot one right there. Yeah. So I will get some pictures and put them at the end of the video. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little tiny piece of cork on the bottom, or those little clear feet, just to make it so that it has a nice bottom that's not going to scratch. I will just trim this off just a little bit so that it's not sharp. But yeah, so we've got that and our little dragon. So we finally had a successful video, and I knew what I was making. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for hanging with me, and I will catch you on the next video. All right, if I can figure out